Just a heads up for any of you that feel like you may have missed something in this broadcast you want to go back and watch, or there's something you can't make out or doesn't look clear, please come. You can see the broadcast streaming or download it in its entirety at fantasysportpros.com. Welcome back. It's the sixth round of the FF Champs Challenge 2000 draft. We've got fantasyfootball.com on the clock, and he has 3 receivers and 2 runners. And he has decided to take another runner, DeAngelo Williams, rookie for the Carolina Panthers. A pretty good pick.
Not a bad pick. Again, you know,
another question mark.
Another question mark. Second runner on his team taken. You know, we already saw not a third on his team. Second runner on for Carolina.
Correct.
You know, we saw Deshaun Foster go off the board, and now we see the second back go, DeAngelo Williams. And again, not the same team.
Not a bad pick.
Deshaun Foster at Fantasy Index, fantasyfootball.com, DeAngelo Williams. Only one's going to work.
No problem, but draft is moving fast now. We're in the 6th round. Everyone's kind of queued up and ready to roll. We've got FF today has taken their quarterback. They've selected the 3rd quarterback taken in our draft and our 3rd-ranked quarterback, Tom Brady. Hard to argue with the pick. Guy throws for a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns.
Great pick.
If he doesn't take a quarterback now, there's going to be another 20 picks before he goes again. So
6th round is known for QB runs. Anyway.
Yeah, so exactly right. We're probably expecting a QB run to start just about now. And ESPN is on the clock.
Fast and furious. ESPN, tight end, Tony Gonzalez, Kansas City Chiefs. The last of the big 4 tight ends goes, and you know, like we said, there's no way we would have gotten a tight end back. He certainly would have went off. We wanted a big 4 tight end. We had to take him when we did, and we did.
Now, good value there. We've got Fantasy Index on the clock, and they have taken another quarterback, Eli Manning.
Here come the quarterbacks, New York Giants.
Go Giants.
I love those Giants.
Nothing wrong with that pick. Eli Manning is an absolute star already and probably getting better with every game that he plays, so we like the pick there. He had to take him here or he wasn't going to get him back. And with that, KFFL is on the clock.
Quarterback.
Another quarterback. So this is the start of the infamous
Carson Palmer.
Quarterback run.
Quarterback. Cincinnati Bengals. You know, we talked about him before. Carson Palmer, a little injured. You know, I think he'll get back out there. I think he'll be great. We're 2 picks away. You know, looking at our board, we pretty much can go in any direction here. You know, we have 2 wide receivers, 2 runners. We know we're not going quarterback. We have the tight end. So right now for us, best available running back, wide receiver. I mean, who are you looking at here, John?
Well, first we got diehards on the board here. If it were me, I think we need a runner. There's a couple guys I like. I don't think it's time to take our quarterback yet, although the only quarterback in the top tier is Bulger. So
the next 3 wide receivers we have, you know, all sleepers that we can get later. I think we look at the best runner.
Yeah.
But in the interim, football diehards on the board. Joe Horn, wide receiver. New Orleans Saints. Good pick, coming off injury. You know, Joe Horn was a 2nd-round pick last year, so if you can revert to form, you know, the 6th round he'll be a steal. We're up. Who do you want to take?
I like Chris Brown. I think it's great value. When the guy's healthy, the guy is an explosive running back. His problem has been durability. Maybe we'll try and back it up with a little Lindell White a little later in the draft. But you know what? I like the pick. Cue it up. Fire away.
Chris Brown, you know, again, when healthy, he's a force. He'll put up starting runner numbers. You know, as a 6th-round pick, when healthy. So if he stays healthy, it's a fantastic pick.
I got it in. We're fine. Actually, in agreement. Ian and I in agreement. Interesting. Not a bad thing. Maybe we're both wrong.
I should have, yeah, probably. Should have just disagreed.
No one to blame if the pick isn't right. That's the problem.
I should have just disagreed to get my way later.
Right. All right, so we have Draft Sharks on the clock. Draft Sharks does not have a quarterback. He's got 3 runners, two receivers. He probably was hoping to get one of the tight ends back. He did not. Wouldn't surprise me if he took one of the best remaining quarterbacks. Bulger is still out there, if I'm correct.
It's early for a quarterback, but we expect this.
Right, it's early, and there's 2 guys on the other side of him that haven't taken him, but I guess we'll see which direction he goes, I tell you.
That Chris Brown pick will win us games, most likely. We'll get a quarterback late, 7th or 8th round. That's going to be fantastic. Kurt Warner's still on the board. Yeah, he'll get injured, but he'll probably be amongst the leaders in points per game. I'd love to have him, back him up with Leinart and another good quarterback later on. And there's your quarterback tandem, outperforming all these guys that are being taken.
We do have 2 question marks as our 2 and 3 runners as far as injuries. That being said, Fred Taylor and Chris Brown, when healthy, both score a lot of points. Problem is, historically, both of them get hurt quite a bit.
We got to pick. Draft Sharks, Dominic Rhodes. Dominic Rhodes to Draft Sharks. And again, for the 3rd or 4th time today, you have the 2nd running back from the Indianapolis Colts taken. And they don't match up. You see Joseph Adai, Pro Football News and Injury Report. You have Draft Sharks now with Dom Rhodes, which I think is great value. Great value there.
4th running back. 4th running back for him.
Yeah, I mean, running backs, like we said, they go fast and furious, but you overlook those wide receivers and tight ends, it's going to come back to bite you. You're going to have a tough time winning, having, 2 running backs, 3 running backs that you take in the first 6 rounds on the bench.
I agree with you. What we're going to try and do with our question mark runners is we're going to try and get Greg Jones to back up Fred Taylor as the handcuff, and we're going to do our best to get rookie running back Lendale White on Tennessee to back up Chris Brown. Of course, people can come in and swoop, but you know what? That's their prerogative.
We have a pick to NFL.com. Deuce McAllister, running back.
I like the pick.
New Orleans Saints.
He had a little check mark next to him in my rankings saying if he comes back, take a shot at him when healthy. Problem is, he's platooning with Reggie Bush. He's probably going to lose some catches to him, but the guy was a former fantasy
It's a good pick. It's a great pick.
Happened to burn me last year, though, so.
Well, he got injured. It happens, John.
Yeah.
Can't.
Hope he's listening. Thanks, Deuce. Thanks.
They're coming off Fast and Furious. Fantasy Guru, quarterback, Philadelphia Eagles, Donovan McNabb. It's a tough one. No receivers, but you know what? His playmaking ability, his creativity, even with no receivers, Donovan McNabb is a force. And if you're going to go quarterback, not a bad one to have. We have him at 7 overall.
No, not a bad pick at all. I happen to like him. It's good for us because that means there's a good chance. There's only 2 guys on the other side of us that don't have a quarterback if we decide to take one. Doesn't hurt us.
There goes a sleeper, John. Football injuries at the 11th spot of the 6th round. Lee Evans. Lee Evans is off the board, a guy that I really wanted.
This is number 2, though.
Going into his 3rd year, he had 8 touchdowns last year. Finished the season strong last year. Often receivers in their 2nd year, if they have a strong end to the second half of their 2nd year, they come on really strong in the 3rd year. And Evans did that, and that's going to turn out to be great value. I had him start.
Yeah, he was our top receiver left. I got one guy that I really want to get in our roster that we probably have to take him this round if we want him, which is Matt Jones. We talked about. Hopefully, no one's watching this.
Well,
and he makes it back to us.
Chris Brown or Lee Evans, so hopefully.
Exactly. I have a feeling we have a better chance of getting our guy in the next round. And Lee Evans, we already have 2 great receivers. The reason that we got those 2 receivers early was we had to load up on running backs later.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. And with the 12th pick, the final pick of the 6th round, the huddle to go with Larry Johnson, Santana Moss, Chester Taylor. Great. Matt Hasselbeck, Frank Gore. He has selected Chris Cooley, tight end for the Washington Redskins. Now, he had a great season last year, and I think he's kind of getting caught up personally in the fact that he felt like he needed to get a tight end here because that may be a bit of a reach. That being said, again, he's got to wait 20 picks between his next pick. So if he doesn't take him here, he may not get him in any event.
You know what he's probably banking on? The new offensive coordinator over there in Washington's Al Saunders, who was the offensive coordinator in Kansas City for as long as I can remember. Tony Gonzalez, who is going to set all kinds of records at the tight end position, was coached by Al Saunders. So now Chris Cooley, going into his 3rd year, put up some good numbers, solid numbers in his first 2 years. Gets Al Saunders as his offensive coordinator. Who knows? Catch lightning in a bottle. The guy probably won't be as good as Tony Gonzalez, but if he comes close, you're talking about monster numbers.
Right. Well, that'll wrap up the 6th round for us here in the 2006 FF Champs Challenge. We're going to take a brief break, and we will be back with the 7th round. Please join us.